a number of so that makes sense that he would go out and oh wow.
Yeah, that's tough.
You both flopped a set?
Yeah, we both did. Yeah, he had deuces.
Yeah.
Turned deuces full too.
Was that right?
Yeah.
What'd you have?
I had kings.
Oh, so he's just thinking, here we go. He's up against ace king.
Well, he must have doubled up already through somebody because I took 100 big blinds from him and he still has like 100 big blinds.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Oh,
geez.
yeah. So like he must have just took somebody out or something.
You're at the action.
Witchy stuff's already out.
Yeah, I just looked witchy stuff.
Oh, that's probably who it was.
Mr. Drabeck on the scene. How you doing, Doug?
Good.
Yeah, I'm still mad at you, man. Not really.
I feel like I knocked you out more than anybody.
I say that on the podcast. I don't. Do you listen to the podcast? I mention you like every other week. Like Drabeck got me again.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, yesterday I got my sevens and against the sixes pre-flop.
Yeah,
six on the river.
That was lucky for me, but
yeah, no, you're good. Well, we just run into each other a fair amount, but I'm like, I feel like I'm on the short end of the stick, but that's just what I always remember, you know. So Doug, I don't know if you know Michael, I'm sure, but I don't know if you know Ben at all. East Coast Bidder.
I don't know Michael either. So.
Oh, you don't know Michael? You probably played with him at Aces a little bit. Maybe you don't recognize him.
Yeah, I probably have.
We've probably been on here a bunch, but I have a bad habit of multitasking these things. So this is the first time in a while I've just said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to come in the gaming room, install Pokerstars on my gaming PC, and
nice. And then go on Zoom. So at least you're a little bit distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a fair amount of championships here. So Doug is Magra 44, Ben. Doug Drabeck here.
Magra 44, okay.
And you've got the most titles. You got
oh wow.
What do you got? Eight nightlies or something, and a couple internationals, or
I think I have 9 nightlies, 3 internationals, and a couple other ones. Like
you got a mixed game or something too, don't you?
That's some
mixed
good.
games.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was your mixed game that you won?
Like Bugatti or what? Something with a
B. He doesn't even know how to say it. This guy. It doesn't matter. He's so good. It's like, yeah. What was it? I don't remember.
Badoogie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I just had Jack's hold on.
Nice. I've not played a hand yet, so that's all right.
Well, I played Deuce to 7 draw there last time, and that was the first time for that. So.
Yeah, every one is the first time for me. I'm not a mixed game player.
Yeah, no, me neither. It's Hold'em only, pretty much.
Yeah, do you play cash too, or mostly just tournaments?
I'm just focused on tournaments now, but I used to grind a little bit of cash there before COVID, but
yeah,
I was definitely playing well above my bankroll.
Was that right?
Oh yeah.
Did it backfire on you, or did it work out okay?
No, it was okay. I mean, I definitely learned my lesson immediately, I would say. Like, yeah. It's like, oh, I'm down like $1,200.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I had 10 grand, then that wouldn't be that much, right? But
right, no, it's all about the bankroll. Absolutely.
Exactly, yeah. So
that's why I leave my failing cash runs to after I win a good amount in tournaments. That way, it's like, okay, I can go blow all this.
Yeah. So I stopped doing that and hit the books, and then I started playing MTTs, and then because really the big driver for me was online this summer. That's what really drove me to kind of study and get better at MTTs was the WSOP, because I wanted to try for bracelet. I'm like, friggin' right, I'm in Canada. I can sit at home. I'll try and win like a bracelet and maybe 100 grand or something, right? So I tried it, and it went well. I had a couple good cashes, and busted. The last one I played the 440 stack. It was my biggest buy-in.
Yeah.
And busted that like 3 hands in. Like kings versus sevens, like just super deep. I donked it off. I knew I did it as soon as I put the tips in. I was like, oh, I threw that away. I knew I did it as soon. I was like, all right, bit more reading yet. Because he flopped a set, and we were super deep, and I should have been able to kind of get away from it. And he was a very skilled player. I think he was a streamer too, actually.
Okay.
Just to add salt in the wound.
Yeah.
Nice.
But well.
That's rough. I remember I played. So you haven't been out and played the live World Series yet?
No, I've never been to Vegas. I actually haven't even left Canada, which is kind of crazy. But.
Okay.
Wow.
What is this guy calling me with here? What? I got a decision.
It's pretty good. I got the early chip lead.
Yeah, those jacks got me sitting comfortable.
Oh, God, I got saved. Yeah, so I played Doug and I went out to Vegas one time. Doug went with us out to Vegas.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
I've been there 3 times now. So yeah, 3 years ago, whatever, was the first time I'd been out there. And now I'm like, man, I want to go every year. And I was going to play the seniors. I just turned 50. I was going to play the seniors this year.
Oh,
But I played the marathon, my biggest buy-in ever. I had stakers or whatever, but $2,600 buy-in the marathon, right? And so you think about the name of it, it's like super deep, right? Everything's like 26.2, 26,200 chips, 2,600 buy-in, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I was done in like 40 minutes. And it was so depressing. I flopped sets twice with pocket eights both times. And and different people flopped quads. Houses with set of eights. 877, 899.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, it was like, and I still had chips left. Like that's how deep it was. I still had chips left. And I remember going back and they're like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Well, my marathon was kind of a sprint." But that's so depressing, right? Like,
yeah, that one was a little bit of it, but it was funny because I find I get way more upset when it's like a $5 buy-in and it's like I bubble it or something like that. I'm just like losing my mind. I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's like I don't even care about the money. I just want to win.
Right.
But that one there, my biggest buy-in, I was like, okay, that's how it goes, right? Because I was expecting to be in with players who are just better than me, right?
Yep.
So I wasn't expecting to even cash it. So. I guess you take it with how it is and move on to the next one, I guess.
Yeah. Michael, have you been out to Vegas at all? Do you play out there at all?
I've played a couple of like small tournaments while I was there in January. I've not gone for any of the big stuff yet.
Okay.
But it worked out good for me. I got all the bad luck out and then came back and did big on that Optimum.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you had a nice run there.
Yeah. Come in Friday night at the poker table Saturday afternoon, leave $4,000 richer.
That's always a good thing.
Steve, have you played the marathon a few times out there then? Or?
No, I just did that the one time. I played several other bracelet events.
Okay.
That's the only time playing the marathon. Yeah, I had a couple nice deep runs. One I got 76th in one that had like, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 entries. It was a $1,000 buy-in. That was super sick. Like I was so nervous. Oh my God. Like you get down to like 90 people and like the winner of the thing won like 600 grand. Right. And so you're like, it's probably not going to be you, but it's just weird because now the rails start to form, you down to like 10 tables and people start showing up to watch their buddies and stuff. It's like, okay, this is legit. And I was way out of my gourd. Like I was so.
Yeah. That would probably get to my head.
Yeah. What's that?
Was that when we went out there that you played?
That was no, we went out, you and I went, you drove, right? We drove with you.
Yeah, we drove out there.
Yeah, so this was the year after that. So it was the second, I've been there 3 times. That was the second year I think I did that.
Yeah, I drove through Nebraska and I'd never do that again at night.
That was a long drive out there.
8 hours of driving with deer eyes just looking at you the whole time. And
what was the total trip of like 26 hours or something?
Oh my God, and I can't sleep in a car, so it was just kind of painful.
It was miserable. I mean, it was kind of fun, but it was also just miserable.
It's fun to a certain point, I guess. Like I guess you'd get like after you're so many hours in, it's like, oh no, this is what are we doing here? Yeah, exactly.
I did an 18-hour drive myself once straight through, and I'm like, nope, never again.
How's that even possible? 18 straight through? Like, really? Wow, that's insane.
I wasn't planning it either, but I went
driving,
from
like Forrest Gump did, kind of.
Well, okay, so I was planning on going Florida to Pennsylvania. I go see an old Army buddy and then go back to Fort Campbell. Well, I had about 3 hours extra added on to the drive because as I got into West Virginia, there was a whole bunch of snow.
Yikes.
So, I mean, I knew I had a long day ahead of me. I just was not expecting the additional 3 hours because of poorly maintained roads. Yeah, and I'm driving at night.
That's a long day. You guys got anything happening with your stacks? I'm down at 2,000 after taking a rough one.
Yeah, I lost a stack there, or a bit of my stack after I 3-bet with ace jack and missed a flop, and I had a loose aggressive player here. Got marked. Does anyone know Denny 6966?
No.
Played with him. I played
That
with him a
sounds
few
familiar.
times. I played with him a few times now.
I'll look at our
Sure if anyone
magic
knows
sheet.
him or not, but he's quite aggressive.
Denny 69. That doesn't even sound familiar. No. I'll look. We've got a magic sheet kind of behind the scenes. I'll see if-
Get all the inside details.
we try to put aliases in there when we find people.
Everyone calls. Go figure.
One time on a podcast, you were talking about somebody who keeps like min or after the flop will just min raise.
Yeah. Yep.
Posy does it.
That's what it is.
It's got to be Michael Baker, right?
No, Michael Babker.
Or it's not.
No, not.
No.
You don't know what Michael's right here. It's Michael Hawsey. It's like
Right. I thought it was I feel like you do that a lot, Michael. But someone thought it was.
I try to min raise pre-flop sometimes to trap, but
someone thought it was me while
Oh,
we were
really?
playing. And I'm like, it's not me, because they thought you said their first name started with an M, and they thought it was Megra then.
Oh,
And I'm like,
somebody on the podcast thought that, or somebody else?
no, well, someone while we're playing is like,
Okay.
it's got to be you. And
No, I mean, there's a fair amount of people that do it on occasion. I think, whatever. But Michael Hawsey, and I'm at his table now, he does that. He just did that to me earlier. I just flopped top pair, and he does the min raise thing. The 70 into a pot of 600 or whatever.
right.
he
Yeah,
does that a
lot.
lot.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It kind of works for him because I think he must be really strategic about what he's going to do in those situations. But
You got to know what you're going to do after you put that one blind in. If you're going to get, because a lot of times you're going to get raised, and you're going to know, like, okay, I'm just snap folding, or I'm going to re come over the top or whatever, right? So.
right. But it's interesting because he gets some folds from it, and I'm sure he plays pots for cheaper than he otherwise would with some of it too. I'm sure he's got plenty of draws, or he ends up playing for 10% a pot or whatever.
Yep.
And it's tricky. It's tricky. It's a tricky bet there too, because I mean, if he comes back over the top, but I tend to, like, on the podcast they said the wizards that I was chatting with are just like, just kind of pretend it was a check, just treat it like a check. And do what you normally would do if you had checked. And so that was pretty good advice.
Yeah.
But it drives me, I mean, it's kind of nice because I've hit gut shots on him where, like, I never would be in there. Like, I've got a gut shot, I've got 5-8 or something on a 6-9-10 board or something, and he's betting that. I'm like, oh, I can stay in here.
Yeah.
And then you hit
Kind
the
of flip
7,
a
and it's like,
flip a chip in. Yeah.
yeah. But it's frustrating when it doesn't hit because I just lost 3 more blinds out of my 20 big blind stack.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not paying attention to the chat here, though.
Is Carl 0621 the same Carl that went to Vegas with us?
No, that's actually Carl Anderson. Do you know him?
I don't know if I do.
I don't know that you
He's
passed.
about to take me. Something tells me.
He was actually one of my former managers at Thrivent, but I guess that was before your time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Carl Anderson. He's since retired.
Carl Anderson.
Carl Woodington is who we went to Vegas with. People are asking me questions in the game, and I'm like, not paying attention though.
I just took a bunch of chips from him.
That was nice.
Flop top pair and then turned into top 2
pair.
Who's on the tables together? Michael and Doug, or?
Yeah.
And Ben, you're not on their table. You're somewhere else.
I think so. Yeah, I got little chippies or illy
chippies.
Illy chippies.
Yep. That's
Denny
Jill
and yeah, they seem very solid.
Doug are on table with Jill.
Ben, what's your name online?
East Coast Bitter is my Pokerstars. Okay. And then I'm jamming 96 everywhere else. I think I'm jamming or jamming in the. See, this is a problem I run into because I got 2 different names. You guys are just like, when you're on the podcast, you're just like, oh, all the same,
right.
everywhere. Damn, I wish I would have done that. Like,
well,
I was so smart.
No, oh, because and you're saying rec.
Because my rec poker account is jamming, And then I'm
Yeah.
like jamming 96 on Party and on GG. So then it gets
Oh, yeah, it works. Well, once you get to
I-
know people, once you get to know people, then it's not a big deal. But at first,
yeah,
hard
then
to,
it's just Ben, right? Then it's easy.
yeah, it's just Ben.
Yeah.
He feels bitter now. I know I got a face to put with it and everything.
Yeah, nice.
I'm
Oh,
boring. I got on all the socials with my real name like 12 years ago, and I've just kind of stuck with it ever since.
I like
I
it.
don't- Yeah, I wouldn't mind that actually. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's easy.
I forget what the Magra 44 is. I know you and Owen, your kid uses the 4444, but
No, this was Owen's account, and I accidentally, when I first signed up for poker, I used his account, and then
Okay.
I couldn't
Nice.
switch it to mine and have
You
him
don't-
beat me.
yeah.
So then he made up an Oreo Milk 4444 account.
Right.
Yeah, but now I have to use his.
Yeah. Okay. So he was the original Magra 44.
Yep.
Okay. Is there a story there? Or?
I don't know what the Magra is. He just likes the number. He likes 4. So
Yeah. He's probably swearing at his father in some foreign language.
and I don't think
It
he's
means I
played
hate my father.
I don't think he's played in like several months either.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a while. I know.
No, he hasn't
after
played.
school, right?
He might have played once since he'd gone to college, and he tried to. I feel like he's won in September, and then tried to play in October and couldn't log in. He said so.
Oh,
I don't think he'll sign in anymore. He's busy with college, and
yeah. Well, there was a petition to ban both of you after you guys kept running up every win.
I haven't won much lately. I don't
Yeah.
feel like
Hmm.
I mean, like it sounds bad, but I've only won once a month lately. Like
Yeah.
before I was winning like twice a month, but it was because I would help coach him on what to do, and ever since he's gone away, I don't do that anymore. So I tend to play too loose now. Where before I was like, no, you should fold this. It's obvious that they have this hand, or you should raise here because they checked. And ever since I've not done that with him, it's my game's gone downhill. So coaching definitely is, I would say, is the best thing you can do for your game, is to coach somebody. Even if it's someone that doesn't know poker, if you just explain why are you doing this, it's amazing how much that helps.
Yeah, just like anything, right? When you start trying to teach something, you realize what you know and what you don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
No, there were times like I'm like, you should shove here. That's obvious that they're gonna fold. And he's like, what? I have nothing. I'm like, it doesn't matter. This is the right spot to do that in. And
Occasionally they have the nuts though. That's
yeah, and it's a lot easier to do that online for free when you're like
exactly, yeah.
It's so frustrating though. I'll be sitting there like playing against Somsky, who's a pretty aggressive player, and I'll raise and I'll just know like he's got this stack where he's gonna shove a fair amount, and I'm saying out loud to myself, oh, if he shoves, I just snap call him. I'm just snapping here with my pocket forwards or whatever, or my ace 8. I'm just gonna snap him off, and then he does, and I snap him, and he's got the big hand. Like, oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Not supposed to have that, but that's why he gets paid, right? Because of that aggressive perception.
Yep. Every time I've gotten it in with him, he always has me.
Has he?
I've gotten it in. Yeah, I've gotten into a few pots with him. It's like every time he turns over the best hand. I'm just like, how? I've heard that from everyone else that you just have air all the time.
Yeah, he does have air a lot, but he knows when to kind of get out of pots. Like, he'll be aggressive, and then
definitely
he can kind of sense. I don't think he loves multi-way pots.
And that's so deadly too.
I think that's an opportunity when you're in a multi-way pot with him. There's an opportunity to kind of push him out of pots. Whereas if it's heads up, he might push the action a bit and try to get you to fold.
Right.
But yeah, he plays in a home game with Doug and I.
Okay.
If we ever get to play a home game again, but yeah, we've got a little bit of experience together. Doug, did Vic ever get a hold of you? I don't know if he was ever going to. He was trying to get a couple games together, home games. And I said, I'm not going to play live, but I mean, there's probably a fair number of people that would. And so I don't know if he was going to reach out to a few people or anything.
Oh, he hasn't yet, but yeah, I don't know if I would play live or not. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to play live this weekend.
Are you?
Just have a couple people over. Yeah, I think we're going to have a small, probably 6-handed little sit and go thing.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that are. I'm not ready for it. We're around too many vulnerable adults and stuff, but it's tough, man. I mean, I never played poker at all until I was in my 40s. And then, kind of escalated. And then the last 3 or 4 years, I mean, I played probably 3 times a week in some capacity live, average that probably sometimes more. And now it's been, 9 months, whatever, 8, 9 months.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to think it just dried up.
Yeah.
So where are you in Canada? East Coast, I assume, because of the name?
Yeah, yeah, I'm on
Aren't I
I'm on the
smart?
East Coast, so
Wow.
so yeah, I'm actually where I'm pretty close to where Jim he had his poker club there when he was in Halifax.
Oh, right. Okay, that's
Yeah,
right.
so I'm in Dartmouth, so I'm just across the bridge basically from there.
Okay.
Um,
I don't
Yeah,
know my
so-
Canadian geography well
so
enough.
that'd be like north of Maine.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Like
is
how,
very
like how
East
close to the
Coast.
border? Like how close to the U.S.?
I'm probably a good like 6 hours probably if
Okay.
there's a ferry I'd take.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, probably 6 hours. So not too far.
I watched
but
a
yeah.
series called Still Standing. Have you heard of that?
Yes, that's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
Prime, one of the two. But
Yep.
it's about small towns in Canada and how they're still sticking around and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's really good.
Oh, okay, yeah. Was there any ones from my neck of the woods on there?
Yeah.
or-
Yeah,
Yep.
they do different ones from all over,
Okay, right on.
from every province.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
I have King Jack, and a King Jack came with a 6, and some guy had King 6, and I knocked him out.
Sweet.
Oh,
I mean, like,
nice.
I don't know how either, I'm not getting away from top 2, and I don't know how he's getting away from 2 pair, but
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
At least he didn't have pocket 6s there.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
No, I was just like, I went all in, and he called him like crap, and then he had,
Yeah, for sure. So is Still Standing? Is that like a documentary or?
no, it's a comedian that just does. He'll go to a small town and I don't know, like say he went to Cambridge and talked about it's a small town that used to be thriving, but now it's not, and what's keeping people around, and
Okay.
but he makes a comedy show out of it.
Oh,
sort
fun.
of, and it's pretty good. I watched like I don't know how many 6 seasons of it or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
I like it.
Have to check it out.
Here come these limpers, and I got ace jack of clubs and the big blind, all these
Uh-oh,
limpers. Oh, then a
uh-oh.
small blind raise. All right.
Sounds like
I'm at a
multiplayer
table
to
with
me.
Lauren with Will Hogan.
Yeah, Will Hogan is Lauren. He doesn't like the.
I feel bad for him sometimes. It's like just right now I have pocket 9s and a 9 hit on the turn, and he'll have top pair or something like that, and I just feel bad that I don't know. He does have bad luck. Like
He does have
said
bad
on
luck,
pod-
for
he
sure.
folded this time, but
I have my ace jack of clubs, and the flop came ace 6-7, and I just led into a 4-handed pot, just ripped it in with an ace high flop. I got snap called by ace 4, and I held. Like, what does he think I have here? Like, it was very weird. I'm like,
boy.
sweet. Merry Christmas.
ace
Yeah,
what?
Lauren, he does run bad, but he's also, him and I had talked about it. He's changed his game quite a bit. Like, he plays with my college buddies once in a while. We haven't played for a while, but he's added a lot more aggression because I just told him, I said, the problem is, you bet and you bet small, which I like small ball too. But the problem is that even with big hands and like you let 5 or 6 people stay in these pots,
Yep.
and invariably somebody's going to hit, and then he can't get away once it happens. So, Ben, did you have a big one there?
Yeah, it's not looking good here, man.
No, okay, wasn't it?
No, I'm in position, so he checked. So I'm just gonna take the free check, and hopefully I win. Yeah,
What's his
He had
spot?
ace five off. I had 2 kings in early position against
Ugh.
Denny, and it was like a 6, 7, 8 flop.
Oh, okay. So did you hold then?
Oof.
Yeah, I held. Yeah,
So he flopped an open.
I min raised him on the flop, and he just called. That's what kind of
Oh,
me up there. That's why I was like, ooh.
yeah, right. Those calls, like,
Yeah,
I'd
it's
rather
like,
he raises
ooh.
because it looks more like a
Yeah,
draw.
it's like, yeah, exactly. If he raises again, then it's like, okay, well, maybe he
Right.
does have like a 10 or like a jack 10 or something like that.
It's like he's slow playing a set or a flop straight.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Sorry, Doug, what were you saying there?
Well, I was gonna say I see him call too much. Like he'll call with ace king like a third of his pot, or I mean I don't know. Just it seems like he should be shoving more.
Yeah.
But other than that, I have seen him be much more aggressive.
he's changed his game a bit, and I think part of that is our college buddies. We play like 10 cent, 20 cent. Like it's just crazy. Like people are playing every single hand. And I think he was getting a little frustrated by that because he'd raise with kings, but he'd go like to 60 cents on a 10 cent, 20 cent, and once the first person calls, it's all everybody's in there, and the flop comes 5, 6, 8, and he's upset. Then he can't get away from it. But but no, he's changed. He's changed a bit. I thought he won one of our epic ones, which is great because I think that helped his confidence quite a bit there too. We have another Canadian coming in here, I believe. Kim,
I just queued it off with ace jack here. Oh, I hit an ace.
Nice.
Against pocket.
I'm all in with ace king here. Oh, I get called. Get called by one.
What'd you get called by?
Denny's.
Called for me then with ace 10.
Oh, is Kim in the table there?
I'm in trouble. I need an ace.
Oh.
I need an ace. Ace on the river.
Oh, ace 10 of clubs I had.
Frick.
What happened, Ben? So you had ace king against?
Ace king against kings and tens.
Oh, shoot. Kim, were you at that table?
I stayed in with my ace 10 of clubs.
Would you have flushed or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to quit now because I'm in first place.
You're always in first place. There you are. Did you bust them, Ben?
But then I spew it all. I can't believe
No, I got 26 big blinds still.
I'll have ace king and hit an ace and lose to a set. And
well, I'll take
Sounds
dibs
like
on
me.
that, Doug. I'll take dibs on that. Kim, you got any chips?
Not many. 37 big blinds.
So you guys have your
I
settings
guess.
set so it shows you big blinds. Is that how you're doing that?
Yeah, I never play in anything
Yeah.
but big blinds.
That's what I do too.
Yeah, I used to
I'm
do
so
that. And I'm
used
like,
to it.
Is
I
there
turned it
irrele-
on when I set up on this computer, but I'm still not using it very much.
The number of chips you have is pretty irrelevant to how you should play.
yeah, but the reason I do it this way is just because I'm a live player almost exclusively, and so I could tell like I was getting lazy in paying attention. So when I go back to live, I don't want to be like, why is it not telling me how many blinds I hit? Everybody
know.
does.
You should still know when you're playing live.
Oh no, I know, but like I like forcing myself to do the conversion. Like if
I
have
do
3800,
numbers all
I'd
day,
like to be able
so
to
I
think
can look
I
at
get
chip
50.
counts and keep up with it myself.
You have a lot more time in live.
True.
That too.
See, look at how smart you are. Like, how depressing to be with smart people.
is there a way to set that to blinds?
Yes, it's in the
It's
settings.
somewhere in the table settings.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
can
top
toggle
left.
on and off.
Oh,
So you can toggle onto big blinds or off onto chip stack.
It is pretty handy.
Toggle back
yeah.
and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to table display, there's an option for show stack values in big blinds.
okay.
Babker probably wrote the program that does that. Right?
Nope.
You write the
I
program?
don't do
I
desktop
can't
software.
remember.
Purely web.
Okay. Some of us don't really know the difference.
These days, there's really not much of a
I have
difference
the
in
web.
some
I have
of
the
it.
web on my desktop. What? I don't get what you're saying. Yeah.
So how many people usually join this, Steve? Like,
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't been on the last several. Rob's been hosting the last several. I've been so busy, but I wanted to jump on here tonight. I've heard it's kind of like 6 to 8, so this is kind of about.
okay.
What do you guys think that have been on here?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Well, how many premium members are there? Like,
30 or 40 or
50?
something like that are premium.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't done a huge push for it, so we need to start doing some more action there, but we're okay with that. I don't know how many we have over 200 and some members on the site.
Ah, crap.
If he would have been a little smaller.
Oh, I got away with that one.
Oh, I didn't even realize that Moss is at my table now. Did you kick him off your table or what? Or did I switch tables? I
Are you
switched
not paying
tables.
attention again?
I'm not paying attention at all. Like I'm chatting, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. No, I switched tables. I didn't even realize it.
I just got away with ace king off on a suited flop.
Nice. Oh, Moss just got crushed by a set of sixes. Sorry, Taylor. Yeah, I got like 3 people at the same table, so I don't know if we must have busted and got moved with a couple people.
Let's see. Down to 42. Yeah, probably moved.
I don't see any of you guys out here though.
I might be in trouble.
Oh, what do we got now?
This is it for one of us. Anyway.
Yeah.
Are you two both all in against each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canada versus Canada.
Uh-oh.
The Canadians at it.
I'm not overly strong.
You can probably tell each other, right? You can probably tell each other.
We might. Oh no.
You're
Oh,
your
that was
favorite
a
on
bad
turn. There it is.
Pokerstars then.
That was a bad turn. I thought we might chop there for a second. Like, oh, it looks kind of choppy, but
You both have an ace, or
That's all right. Yeah, ace, queen, ace, jack.
oh, that sucks. Dumb game.
Joker stars. I've seen that so many times in the chat.
Yeah, I never know. I'd like to see stats on it. I mean,
Oh, and then I see it on GG too. I'll be like, this only happens on GG.
Right.
And it's like, come on, people. Like, it happens in live poker too.
I see a lot of
Like,
crazy things in live too. You know.
Yeah, it's like it. You know, I had the craziest hand I had live was aces versus kings versus queens, and I hit an ace on the turn, and Buddy was all in on the flop with two kings. So
Never had
Buddy
never
picked
had
up
one
a
like
queen.
that, but at a bounty tournament right before break, I had a three-way all-in aces versus ace king versus like jacks or something. There's a pair on the flop, and there's straight draws galore, and it's
Oh,
just like, oh, come on, someone's gonna put me out of my misery, and somehow that hand held up. And I'm just like,
Nice.
I don't know how many favors I just cashed in, but I'm definitely out.
I think the weirdest I've seen some. We all seen weird thing. I think the weirdest one I saw that would be like it's a PokerStars thing was there was three of us had ace king, and I don't know how it all didn't get in pre-flop, but it didn't. I think it was like a 3-bet or something, and everybody called, and the flop came with the other ace and the king. So then we would get it all in, right? So the flop had ace king 4 or something, and all three of us had ace king, and that's one of those things where you're like, if that was PokerStars, everybody'd be like, okay, PokerStars, hello.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Well, Steve, I was at one of your tournaments at Canterbury,
Excuse me.
one of those charity event ones,
Yeah.
and I had ace king, and someone raised. I went all in because they had a bounty for a free trip to Vegas.
Yes.
And
Pretty sweet.
they had pocket kings, and two people called me with aces, like ace queen, and I had ace
Ace
king.
king.
I'm going, I have one out,
Yeah.
and I hit it,
Sweet.
and I end up winning the bounty, and I end up selling that to Taylor because I
Yeah.
couldn't go that week, but
We had
that
some
was
big
crazy. It's like,
bounties.
well, we were in Vegas when Carl had king queen and flop king queen,
Yeah.
and end up losing to a straight flush because a
Yeah.
guy had ace jack, and
Yeah.
And I was looking at the hand, your ace king hand where you lost all the chips, and like you shoved 83 big blinds effective with ace king offsuit.
Hmm.
Do you think that that's a little wide?
It was a bit aggressive.
Like, just asking. Like that was, that seemed a little bit of a.
Yeah, I was really.
Everyone
Well,
full.
Oh, I'll give you the rough and dirty of it. Well, the thing with Denny is Denny is going to be in there with like a lot, like everything basically.
Right, but this is a cold 4-bet. You're cold 4-betting ace king offsuit.
Right. I suppose so. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I know it was a bit much.
Ooh.
So break it down, Kim. Break it down, Kim. What do you think?
I raise under the gun.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I didn't realize you were
and then
to my
there's
left.
a 3-bet from middle position.
Okay.
and
Are you all
then
pretty, you're all pretty deep at this point? You're up.
3-bet.
Oh
from
yeah,
middle-
super deep.
3-bet from middle position, and
Yep.
then the button calls, and then big blind shoves for 83 big blinds effective. Having everyone on the table covered.
I was really hoping to isolate that 30 big blind stack.
It was a 4-bet all in with ace king offsuit. I just thought it might not be something you would normally do in a game.
Probably not.
Yeah. So Kim, what was your stack? What was Denny's stack then, roughly?
I forgot that you
Um,
raised under the gun. Honestly, I didn't even notice that that you raised under the gun there, because I thought you folded actually. Because
Oh.
when you said you folded ace 10, I was like, you folded
Yeah,
ace 10
that's
under the
because I was the
gun.
initial raiser under the gun.
Right. And I didn't even notice that. And now that you said that, if I would have noticed that, I probably would have played it a heck of a lot differently. But I don't even think I noticed your open from under the gun, to be honest with you, or I definitely wouldn't have jammed there. Because I when you said you folded ace 10 suited, I was like, that seems odd from under the gun. Like she probably would have opened that, but then yeah, obviously you
I
did.
did open it.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
So what's the play there? Out of the big
I think
blind?
it's just a call, to be honest with you. At this stack depth.
I hate when I do the responsible thing, fold pre-flop, and then flop a boat and river quads.
Ooh.
That hurts.
If he had
I'm
83
just-
bigs though, what's the rest of the stacks? 30 at the max?
I
Because
think
if it was
Well,
30,
Danny
I would
had-
think
Danny had 83
35 or
bigs.
36, and yeah,
East
Denny had
Coast Finder has like 110 bigs. I have like, I don't know, 40 something bigs. And then the three better has like I don't know, like 36 bigs, something like that, 37 bigs.
ace king. Here it is.
Yeah, that's interesting because I think 83 is too much to shove, but it's interesting. I guess who's raising under the gun, how wide do you think they are, and then who's three betting and how wide do you think they are?
And then the flatter.
Right, the flatter that's an interesting play to flatten the button there. I don't know what's flatting there, but I suppose middle pair or something if you're that deep.
And he had pocket tens. He called off his
Okay.
80. He called off his
Wow.
83 big blinds with
So the
pocket
only-
tens.
Wow. So the only call was from the pocket tens?
No, the pocket kings, which were the three
Yeah,
better.
the
Oh,
kings was a
Okay,
three
so you
bet, the
shoot
original
83
three
and the
better.
pocket thing.
I
Pocket
was
king-
the only one that folded the nuts.
Oh yeah, that I mean the button. I mean you're never good there, right? The button's never good there, right? If somebody rips 83 on a four bet,
Well, with
and
tens,
then
it should be.
it's a call by
I don't know.
Well, I mean, tens is clearly should have been a fold because you had
right.
a
That's what I
rip
mean. They're
a
never
rip
good there,
and a call off,
right?
and then it comes around to the button. And
Yeah,
he
the
called
button's
off.
never good there.
I would fold pocket queens there on the button.
It'd be certainly closer, but yeah, I mean, because once you get that
I
call,
might call pocket queens hoping they both had ace king, but that would be about it.
we have to decide
Yeah.
would pocket jacks, if that three better, would they call with pocket jacks or tens, and if they would, then I think you got to call with queens.
No,
Right?
I wouldn't call with tens or jacks.
No, I'm just saying if you
Found
think they would.
that. Quads will do.
Quads is good.
Quads is good.
Nice.
All right, I'm backing up.
So
All
one
right.
time at Running Aces, talking about weird hands and like Pokerstars and whatnot, I once raised with pocket aces under the gun, and it went re-raise, all in, call, and I'm going,
Whew.
do I fold my pocket aces here? Because I felt like someone else had pocket aces, and I'm probably drawing dead.
Well, you're
I
ahead.
mean, you're not drawing dead.
Well, not drawing dead, but I'm going,
You can't improve, maybe.
So
But
I end up calling.
Yeah.
And it's four of us, and it's aces, kings, and kings, and the aces held up and we chopped. But I'm like, I was going, do I fold pocket aces here?
You can never ever fold pocket aces
Well,
pre-flop.
And I
Unless you're
qualifier.
in
I've done it a bunch in a qualifier.
and I
unless you're
did,
in
but
a
I was
satellite.
going like, is this a time when I would do that? Because I'm going, this is so weird. Like I felt like someone else had pocket aces, and then I'm like, should I do? And this wasn't even like late. This was like early in a tournament when we all had probably 100 big blinds.
But even if they do, somebody's still got to catch a two outer to catch you.
Right. Well, that's what I'm going. Like, it was weird. I was like actually thinking I should probably fold my aces and just, I lost three big blinds, move on, and who cares? But
Yeah. I mean, because the other option though is you could have aces, they could both have kings, and then they're drawing dead. I mean,
no, I know that.
yeah,
So I felt
I
like,
get it.
well, if I lose, it's probably like a $80 tournament, so it wasn't like life-changing money. So I'm like, well, I'll just call here. But another time I had pocket aces, we were four people at Running Aces, and I had like 500,000 chips, and another guy had about 600,000, and two other people had about 20,000.
That's trickier.
And I had pocket aces, and the first guy goes all in, and I'm like, do I call this? I end up doing it, and he had king queen, and I lost.
The
But I
guy
was
with
like,
600,000 went all in.
he went all in for 600,000, and I had 500,000. I'm like, if I win this hand, I'm guaranteed to win this tournament.
Oh,
So I
right.
end up calling, but I was like, should I fold this with pocket aces here?
Yeah, I think you have to. You probably have to call, but that's a weird play.
Yeah, well, but it's like if everyone else, the other two had probably 5 big blinds. So I'm like, if I fold
Yeah.
pocket aces, I'm probably guaranteed second. But do I fold pocket aces? And
I guess his play there is he assumes you're going to fold everything except aces.
right,
You know, and boom, you got it. El Chapo on the scene. He's coming. Troy Chapman coming into the Zoom. I don't know how long he was sitting there. I just noticed he was in the attendee list. So sorry, Troy, if you can hear me, that if you're waiting a while. There he is.
Hey,
Were
guys.
you waiting a while at all?
No, 2 seconds.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, I got lucky then.
Oh, so you
was,
actually paid attention to something.
I know. I'm like, just dumb luck. I happen to notice it.
I figured I'd just, I'm not going to play. I'm just going to, figured I'd come on just for a little bit and just have a bit of a look to see what's
Oh,
happening.
you're not playing tonight, though? Or
No,
I guess
no,
tomorrow.
not
in the
today,
morning?
it's lunchtime.
I was going to say, it's like, what, 10:43 a.m. there?
At 1:43
Okay, you're on the
p.m.
east side.
lunch. Yeah,
You're on the east side. Okay, I keep forgetting where everybody is. So that's Sydney's on the east side, right?
that's right.
And Perth is on the west side.
Correct.
And learning a little bit. I had another email from our merchandiser in Australia, so hopefully we're making progress there.
Awesome.
Yeah. So do you guys? I don't know if you guys know Troy. You guys have been on these Zoom things more than I have Tuesday nights. Anybody? Who don't you know on this panel here, Troy?
I've met Ben and I've met Kim.
yeah,
Okay.
we've never met. I'm Doug Drabeck. I'm Megra 44 on.
Awesome. Online, I'm Chapo Australia. So
Yeah, Chapo.
I've seen you.
You seen the
Solid
plane
player.
flying,
I just come on to hear Troy talk.
right? I know. How great is that?
Kim, what's your thing on Pokerstars?
3056.
Okay.
This is awesome. 2 Canadians, an Australian, and some Minnesota boys.
It's a real international hang.
It is. I love it.
Mm.
I love it. So lunchtime. So Troy, where do you work? What's the office there that you got?
I could almost show you outside. So I'm about an hour north of Sydney, and I live in a beachside suburb. So I've got, if I look out the back, I can see the ocean from where I am.
Oh, sweet.
And if I want to go to the middle of the city, it probably takes me about an hour and a half to the middle of Sydney. And for work-wise, I own a financial advice practice. So that's what I do.
Okay. So how many staff do you have there?
9.
9. Okay.
You do financial advice?
Yes. So we do.
Okay.
It's a little bit different how it happens in the States, I believe. So I do a lot of stuff like I think you call them your 412Ks or 402Ks.
401k.
Or 401ks.
Yep.
And then I do, we do a bit of that for the Australian equivalent, as well as mortgages and other stuff.
All right. Very
So
cool.
I've been self-employed now for about 10 years.
Nice. And are you from Sydney originally, or?
No, always. So my office is about 2 minutes drive from the house I grew up in.
Oh, sweet.
And I live on acreage, which is an 8-minute drive to the house and about 3 minutes to put the boat in. So it's pretty good.
I love it. Okay, so when is the rec poker trip to North? To the
Anytime
southern-
you guys want to come over, there's space for you. So don't
Oh,
worry.
yeah.
I would
That sounds great.
love to go there someday.
And
Not
if you
necessarily
guys
to your
wanna
house.
go-
Maybe to
any-
Australia.
No, but anytime you guys want to come over, I can show you guys around. It's easy.
Oh, that would be fun. I wonder if we can ever eventually somehow justify that as a trip. We can go see you. We'll go visit Lynn Gilmartin from Poker News. Make it some kind of a business trip or something. Oh, that's pretty sweet. So I felt a little bit bad when you're like, oh, I can show you outside, because I'm sitting here in Minnesota and we're covered in, well, I guess the snow melted a little bit today, but we just had like 6 or 7 inches of snow, and yeah.
Right. So yesterday was my 40th, And
Oh.
so we had weather where it was about 32 degrees Celsius.
Nice.
Gorgeous weather, like it's shorts and t-shirt type stuff at the moment. So it comes into our really good time of year.
Nice. I saw it was your birthday. I saw that out there, but I know it's
Yeah.
your 40th.
Yeah. So
You're officially old.
I'm officially old. I know.
Ben, you're probably the youngest buck here, right?
Yeah, I'm 24, so.
What? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I had to
Ben's
get
got
that.
me by a long way.
Oh, jeez.
I know, is that close?
Kid's almost that old.
You're younger than
I
all my
feel
kids.
old, and that's hard to do in this group.
24. That's how old my boys. I have twin boys who are 24. Jeez Louise. I'm ancient.
Steve, what are they up to?
Yeah, so it's weird because they're all like most of us are home now. So Ryan's working full time. He's a computer programmer. He's crushing life. He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
But he's home now. So he went and he spent a year. He graduated from the U early. Then he went to Paris. Spent a year there, just kind of hanging out and doing some different things. And then he got a job when he got back and hasn't even been to the office yet. I think other than to pick up a computer. So
Where does he work?
it's a crap. I can't think of the name of it. They program stuff for like vehicles and freight ships for GPS related stuff.
Oh, okay.
I forget the name of it.
I wouldn't know it then.
Yeah, I don't think you'd know it. It's a smaller company, but yeah. So he works from home. Chris is hanging out here, living the good life, still doing his thing here. So they're both home, and then Annie's at River Falls. And they're probably shutting the campus back down. She's kind of going whips on back and forth between having class, not having class. She's over there now, but it looks like they're going to probably shut the campus down again. So
Next semester too, or?
Yeah, I think it could happen as early as Thanksgiving break. Otherwise, at the end of the year. I got 3 pair, and I don't think I'm good here.
3 pair.
Has she
I
always
just
been to River Falls?
flopped top pair with ace king into pocket aces.
Ooh.
I'm up against a big blind here, and I got ace jack on an ace jack 6-6 board with 3 diamonds. Please hit an ace or jack. Oh, he just checked. Okay, now do I go for value here? Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm talking about. I got to go for a little value here. But if I get raised, I'm screwed. You may pay me 900, Peter. Come on, pay me 900. And don't raise me. Michael, what happened to you? Did you switch tables?
He's only got 16 and a half
Yeah.
behind, Steve. Oh, and he folded.
Oh,
Wow.
you saw that. Oh, yeah, you saw that. I know, but I got a call, right? That's where I almost checked back. So I'm not good at those spots right there where it's like I'm trying to get better at getting value in those spots. But so often, you take the stab there, and then they check raise you all in. You're like, crap. I don't know. I'm not great at those spots. So
I
I try
don't
to
see
put the
enough
bet
people
sizing
doing a
get out
check
of it.
raise there. I think if they had an ace or if they had a 6, they would raise thinking you'd call it an ace and not check. And
Yeah, or if they had diamonds. Yeah, that was
Yep.
kind of where I was thinking,
I
like,
just feel like they wouldn't be. There's not enough people that do the check rate, like would check there.
Peter might against
Victor.
me. He knows me well enough. He's a dealer at running aces. He's seen me play enough that he might check to induce, like if I had a missed draw or something. But you're right, Doug. I think generally that's probably a lead there or get it in on the turn thing.
The only thing that would have been interesting there, though, was whether or not, according to the short stack ninja, is whether or not you've handed him the hammer.
Yeah.
By doing a small bet, he could have then jammed over the top, and you've handed him the ability back to get you off the hand.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's the Fox term, right? Give him the hammer.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, I don't think I think fast enough to play online. But, like, live, I think that through. I was thinking kind of my big thing was I want to get paid off by a jack. If he has queen jack or something like that, I want to make it small enough where he can pay me off with that second pair. But you're right. I think I did. Especially if I didn't have a plan, right? Like if I'm like, I'm just going to bet small here and then hope he doesn't re-raise, without a plan, I think I did hand him the hammer. I think you're right.
Troy, you're not playing, you said?
No, not today. I won't have enough time to play. I just thought
Okay.
I'd grab some lunch and have a bit of a look. Saturday, if I normally have a game, it'll be Saturday lunchtime for me. So I
Yeah.
think it's your Friday night.
Friday night here. Yep. Now, remind me, are you playing live out there at all, or?
Yeah. So I played live last night.
Because you guys you guys have taken care of this. The virus.
Man. Like we've had the state, like we're 0 community transmissions and deaths on one of our states for like 15 days. And that was the one that had a massive outbreak. And there's states here, like the Northern Territory and all that sort of stuff, which has just had no cases for almost since day one.
Good.
Got it.
So you're playing free, we're just willy-nilly playing away.
Yeah,
we're all
I'm
just
playing 3 nights a week. So
we're all jealous.
Do you guys have HUD stats on us?
I do.
The Canadians do.
I'm just wondering, like, am I a fish on, like, what, if you saw my HUD stats, would you be like, this guy's a loser?
I don't want to
I
see
can only see
mine.
them if you're on my table.
You're a loser with 10 titles, Doug.
Well, that's just, either I would probably not play this aggressive in real life.
Yeah.
I'm much more conservative, but this has taught me to, I mean, like, I would never have this win rate in real life unless I played much more aggressive. So it's taught me a lot just to play for free. Even
I can tell you, East
Yeah.
Coast Bitter has kind of a high everything.
That's bad.
Never gonna live that down now.
She's not gonna get over the 83 big blind.
Shoved 83 big blinds with Ace King. Trying to isolate a 35
Or
big
bet.
blind stack. 4-bet.
I would love to see my stats. Just because I wouldn't love to see them because I don't know what to do with them. But like I would love to get my stats and like bring it to the gurus. Bring it to the Taylors and Chris's and have them break it down because I'm sure I've got a lot of leaks. But I'd love to have that sort of analysis done. I think that'd be.
I only have 53 hands on you, so it's not really fair.
53.
Yeah.
What's my VPIP on the 53?
No, not you. You're not on my table, so your HUD's not popping up.
I bet Doug's VPIP is like 35 or 40.
it's pretty high, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Who are you on here?
Magra 4-4.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I have a few labels on you.
A few what?
Like, what do you have? Like, just a
I'm
very.
not going to say, you won't like it.
That's fine.
I can't really say.
No, you can say it. I don't think I really play this way in real life, but I have won way more tournaments here than I would in real life.
I'm the same way.
Huh. Well, I started out where I was playing. Well, I shouldn't say that because But beside, we'll just forget the 83 big blind shove for now. But normally I'll try and just like knit it up a little bit in these because there's less players. Like I'm used to playing in like 1,000 or 2,000 player fields where it's like, okay, well I can take a flip here and where there's rebuys and stuff. Like sometimes it's okay to kind of get your chips in and gamble a little bit. But here it's like there's only 60 players and then only one gets mentioned on the podcast. So right. So all the money is up top, right? All the money is in for first. So there's no mention for second place, right? So I think that has something to do with it too, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my theory on it. Because I started just coming in firing, and then I was like, I got to slow down a little bit, and then I just shove 83 bigs. But yeah.
It was a 4-bet shove to isolate a 4-handed pot, right? So.
Well, yeah, I know. What can you do? That's poker.
And you got Kim out of there with her ace 10. Got that out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
So Kim, you really won't hurt my feelings if you say, or if you want to keep it secret, that's fine. But I'm just curious.
This is being recorded, so tell the world. Tell everybody.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Oh, I can't wait to watch the replays. Get info on everyone.
But we can bleep that out, Doug, if we need to.
Well,
No, it's not. I have some not nice things written down, so.
Oh.
okay.
It's not.
I don't want to know the notes on me.
And the color I've given you is not the best color for people
Uh-oh.
on the note thing.
Is
Kim,
it
I
I
hate this guy.
Kim, I want my notes. I can handle anything. I want my notes.
I don't think I have any notes
Liar.
on you, Steve. No, I don't.
I don't have any
I'll
notes
your
on
stats.
Steve either.
I'll have your
Except you can
stats
bluff
if
'em.
we're on the same table.
What's
I'll
that?
have your stats. If we get on the same table, I'll have your stats.
All
but
right. Fair enough.
I don't have any notes on you. I have some notes on some weird plays you made, Doug. on my, and that why I gave you the label that I gave you.
Doug, what's your username?
You know, I will
Mager
say
44.
against solid players like Steve, I would say against you, there's times where I call you with Jack 4 suited or something because I feel like I'll get your stack if I hit properly.
Yep.
So there's times where on here I'll call 7 big blind raise because I'm like, I could take 50 big blinds from somebody.
The implied odds. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I do a lot of implied odds on here. So like Rob's another one that I feel like is a super solid player, but I feel like I could stack him, even though I think he's a better player than me. I don't know. There's certain players that I think I can stack, and there's other players where I'm like, I know I can't. So I'm not going to even try. I'm going to fold that. But it is weird that I really take and apply implied odds really heavily into account when I play here.
You like to play big pots, right? I mean, that's
I'll tell you one note I have is a hand you played where you 3-bet an under the gun raiser with queen 7 offsuit, and then you called a 30 big blind jam.
Let's
Really?
go, Doug.
Oh
Which,
boy.
to me, is what gave you the label I've got.
I would say that's 1 in 100 hands though.
Yeah.
So I would delete that because I'm way better than that.
You sure that wasn't Oreo milk 4444?
I can only say what I saw.
So an under the gun raised and I
Under the gun raised, you 3-bet the under the gun raiser. I didn't put the position you were in with queen 7 offsuit, and then you called the under the gun raisers 30 big blind jam.
did I have like 1,000 big blinds or something or
It doesn't really matter how many you had. It's irrelevant.
Well, unless the bet side. I mean, I guess there are some players that
It's-
I'm not trying to justify, but there are some players that open like 4.5, 5x in this game, and if you 3-bet them to
no, I think I
15
would
or
have put
something.
that in if it was relevant. I would have put it in.
what time? Because so there are times I take Ambien before I go to bed, and there are times when I take Ambien, like say at 10, and I'm still in the game, and I will literally wake up the next morning and not even know that I finished, second or something like that.
He wakes up to find Somsky wrote another article about him.
Yeah, I'm just like, I didn't even know that I was even playing still,
Yeah.
and I can't
I mean-
believe I did that. But that's like, I don't know. I must have been.
Do you have a note on who the player was?
No,
If it was
but
against
I
me,
could go
you
back
probably
and find it. I could go back and find it in my history.
Well, even so, there's never a player that I would do that against right now. So I can't
Yeah.
believe I did that. But
We'll call it a misclick. We've all had those too. I know.
I have a couple other ones, but I won't say them right now. You'll have to send me in private if you want it.
Doug, do you want me to mute her? I can mute her. Here, I think I have that power. There
No,
we go. She's muted.
I think I like pissed people off on this game. So
Oh, no.
I know I do that. But
I don't think so. You think you do? I mean, people
Yeah.
don't like to lose, but I don't know. I'm to the point where it's like I've tried to have this conversation with people at the casino too, where if I make a play and they think it was a bad play or whatever, and then of course they're not mad if I lost, they're only mad if I won, but I end up asking them. So I usually ask the question, say, so are you telling me that I made a mistake in that situation? Yes, you made a huge mistake. Isn't that what you want me to do? Like, isn't that ultimately what you want me to do, is make mistakes? Like, that should be something you're praising. But it's tough. We're all competitors. Nobody likes to lose.
I would
Meanwhile,
say
I'm pretty
that
sure I show up on a table and people are like, "Oh, good, I'm getting his chips."
I would say there's only one person at this game that I would probably do that to, that I know opens really wide, but I won't say his name. But
That you'd probably do the Queen 7 thing.
yeah,
Well, that's not. I have somebody in mind too. That's why I said it. Like, I don't know who it would be, but like, there are a couple people that open to like 4.5, 5x, really, really light. And I could see if you decided to 3-bet to, I mean, for whatever reason, if you decided to 3-bet to, to whatever 12 or 13 big blinds out of your 30, you probably should call off if they've shoved, right? I mean, if you're going to 3-bet to that sizing. So I don't know what the situation was, but there are certain people I know that Queen 7's ahead of their range when they open to 4.5x.
yeah, there are people that open 5, 6.
Kim, I got you
I'm just
muted.
like,
You have to unmute Kim. Yeah. I muted you to be funny, but then I couldn't unmute you. I could only ask you to unmute, which I
Funny.
did. Sorry, go ahead.
Funny guy.
Shit. Oh, I'm done.
I was just saying that instead of putting like calls loose, 3-bets or whatever, right? Calls, I put in the exact hand so that I have more of a reference.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
So, because otherwise, if I just put like loosely calls and all in or whatever, and I never really know.
What
Yeah.
that means.
Well, and
Yeah.
especially if you see that player again on a table and you want to know and you don't know, and it might be like a week later or whatever that you play with them again.
Yeah.
And then you just have a note that says plays loose. Well, okay, well
Yeah.
that doesn't really,
Doesn't mean anything.
what does that mean? Plays loose,
Drop
Or
what you
loose
left in
aggressive. What does
Yeah,
that
loose
mean?
aggressive. Like, okay, basically all it says is you played with that person before, and that's all the information you can get, really.
But I
at
can
that
tell
point.
you, if I wrote it down, the under the gun opener was probably me, not whoever you guys were talking about.
I would. What's your name on there? I know it's not you that I would have done that against, but
My name on there is Fergie56.
oh, that's right. Yep, I know it wouldn't be you. There's only one player that I know raises. The only time he raises high is when he's got a mediocre hand, and he'll like raise 2 big blinds when he's got a really good hand.
Mm-hmm. Babker, what happened to you? Was that the set of queens that got you?
Yeah.
Was
A
that
set of queens?
Ooh.
Well, no, he didn't have the set. He
Yeah.
lost.
Well,
it.
no. So I opened with pocket sixes, got called off by pocket queens, and then Pobed jammed for just double what I had or double my bet. So I called that. Queens called. I jammed the flop. The queens called, and then he hit a queen on the river just for the insurance policy.
You didn't hit a set though, did you? Did you ever hit
No.
a set or no?
No, I was
Okay.
behind the whole
Okay.
way.
Yeah, still.
Oh my God.
So you didn't win the side pot loss too, apparently.
So Kim, this is how wimpy I am. I have pocket kings, and the flop is 7, Jack 7, and someone shoved for 10,000.
Oh wow.
Tap
Ooh.
call.
I'm folding.
No.
I would never fold.
No.
You
I
think they shove a
folded.
7? You think they jam a 7?
One person a hand, one person to a hand.
Play money. I don't know who the player is.
Hot
was
Rod
hot.
Bunny.
It was Hot Rod Bunny.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I don't know. Would they jam a 7?
I think they would jam. I think they would jam a ace
jack.
jack there,
Right.
and I think they would jam a combo flush draw.
Yeah,
Big
8-9 suited something.
Yeah.
But Doug, you got all these titles, so who's gonna question you?
I don't think they would ever jam a 7 there. Like I mean,
Yeah.
unless they're really bad. But
Of course, I have thought that before. I thought, well, there's no way they have a 7. They never jam. So
So
I
you guys
call
would-
them, they've got a 7. Like,
You guys
oh,
would have called that?
I would have snap called that with kings. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
did you have the king of spades?
yes.
I mean, I don't know anything about the hand.
But I would have to. I don't know, because I raised, 3 big blinds. He or she, I think it might be a she, called, and someone else called, and then the flop comes Jack 7-7, and they shove.
Yeah, I mean, what do they have? What do they have there? Maybe they have a 7, an 8-7 suited hand, but it's more likely if they called you, it's a jack. It's an ace jack. a
Okay,
king
first
jack.
of all, you raised to like 4.5
Oh.
big blinds pre-flop, and that's
Oh,
going to
did
be a tell for anybody that's watching. Will be a tell that you raise a lot bigger when you have a big hand. As a matter of fact, I'm going to add it to your notes now.
Yeah, you should. I'll
And-
tell you what
and then-
I do.
So the fact that they call the small blind with for 900 for 4.5 big blinds means they probably don't have a 7 in their hand. There's probably no chance of them having a 7. The only
Ooh.
hand that's beating you there is pocket jacks, probably.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't see a hand that's beating you jamming.
Ooh, got there on the river.
Yeah, it's
Well, I
really
know,
if they
but
had-
then you
did have a
fold it.
7.
Ooh.
Was it a
But you
suited
fold it.
board? Was it suited?
No.
Yeah, it was
Well,
two
there might have been
spades.
two.
There was 2 spades on the board. 7-7 jack, 2 spades.
So they've got a lot of spade combos that they're shoving there too. The ace 10 of spades type hand, king 10 of spades.
No, he has the king of spades.
Or okay,
He blocks
queen
a
10
lot of
spades, yeah.
spade combo.
okay, yeah, that does block a few. Yeah.
All right.
So did it put you all in, Doug, with the 10K?
Sometimes gotta take your risk.
Yeah, GL. Gotta
It
take
probably
a flip.
it wouldn't have put me all in, but it would have dropped me to I have
Oh, that's a
12,000 right
bad
now. It
number.
would have dropped me to 1,000.
It's always the river.
Hmm.
Well,
I know,
anybody
but
hear
this is the time of the tournament to build chips.
Yeah.
Like you can't win the
Mhm.
tournament right now.
Mhm.
Japo got ace king under the gun here.
Go for the.
I'm hoping Roadstar 3 bets
Win
me
the
like,
flip.
oh, God.
It was like that one that was in the forums where somebody folded kings. Is that you, Troy?
Yep.
Oh, you ran into it. Oh, good
Oh, I ran
turn.
into
What a
aces.
turn. I know. What a good turn, though. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Oh well.
Yeah. Well, I folded my
kinds of
kings after a
GG.
bet, a donk bet. Sorry, a donk lead, and then a raise, and then I thought my kings were no good on the 10 jack board or something. It was. I thought, oh, someone's
There's
got.
so many draws on that board.
Yeah.
Oh no! But after a donk lead and a raise, I'm going off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so frustrating.
So
I think Eric folded 2-pair last week in a weird spot, and I think he got shown a bluff. I'm pretty sure. It was a weird spot.
I just studied 85 hands on my Hold'em manager where I was the pre-flop raiser and got donked into on the flop
Wow.
and studied every single hand.
Yeah.
And I
Few hands.
only took games that we played in this
Oh,
from
in the
this
home
series.
games. Okay.
Awesome.
So I have quite a bit of intel on sort of what the general
Donk
trend is.
That's pretty
can you
cool,
share that, or
actually.
do you want to keep that to yourself?
No, Jim invited me to the podcast last night, but invited me after it. Like I got the invite after the podcast was on. So he
Yeah,
said,
that's how we roll.
He said the next Forums podcast I'll get invited to, and we can talk about donk leads.
That's great. Yeah, it's
But
great to have that data.
It was pretty good. There's a general trend. There's a lot of, and this is probably one of the only places I see it. There's a lot of tendency to bet one big blind when they donk lead
Yeah.
here. And that's a lot different than when they bet sort of half pot. And that's a lot different than when they bet 3/4 to full pot. And so there was a general trend over all three of those bets. So when I put the 3 hands that I put out in the forum, they each had that bet. And I sort of put it out there. I didn't put how the hand ended, but I find that it happens a lot in this series more than it happens in general playing out there in the pokerverse. So
Interesting.
it was pretty good.
Kim, have you done any of
In
the?
general, the one big blind donk leads are complete garbage.
Yeah.
And just you should treat them as a check and do whatever you were going to do as if the person had checked. It's pretty funny because in one hand I like raise the donk bet of one big blind and they call, and then the turn comes and they donk bet one big blind
Right.
again.
Yeah, I've seen
We were
that
talking about that
before, too.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, so this is
Right.
like before I was sort of learning, before I went through all of them, like I didn't know how to deal with it all. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
I just was like, what the hell? All in.
Yeah.
And then snap fold.
Snap folds.
Troy, what were you gonna say there? I'm sorry. I thought you were jumping in there. Sorry.
It was good though. There's a lot of donk leading in this series, in this group.
I was gonna say that seems like a lot of hands, and those are ones that you were involved in.
Yes. This
Wow.
is the only ones where I was the pre-flop progressor.
And when did you start playing in the series? Is that all the way back to
August.
like last
August.
Yeah, it's not that far.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite a few actually.
Maybe it just means that you're pre-flop raising too often.
I'm like, I think I'm
All
right,
those ace
right
10 of
on
clubs.
what they're supposed to be.
It's all under the gun ace 10 crap.
Yeah,
you're doing.
ace 10 of clubs. Yeah.
Just a question, Kim. Have you done any of the? Have you done any hands in that value hunting range for Thursday or Friday?
I haven't gone in to look for them. I couldn't get my HUD working for a while, so.
So we've got restrictions down here in Australia in regards to online. So I started using GG Poker, and what I started doing was, rather than trying to find out and get myself into a position in a tournament, I was actually late regoing into a lot of $1 and $2 tournaments, and basically getting in with about 10 bigs, and then trying to then use those things for short stack ninja. But the problem is you can't get a proper hand history on it. But I was deliberately putting myself into the position where you'd be basically 10 and under to start with. And it's really interesting.
Well, and there's a lot of that. GG is good for that, because I mean, like, they just have late entry till forever. So
I do that on satellite.
You get in with 10 bigs. It's cost
do
me
it on
$1 or
satellite.
$2 to have some fun and do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't break the bank in having a bit of fun with it. I did it the other night, and I actually ended up winning the tournament.
Really? Wow.
So it was only a $2 tournament. Only went $85 US, but it's just funny. You get in at that particular point in time. You only need a couple to run through, and you can go the whole way.
That's right out of Chris's book.
Yeah.
Turn it into a monster. Yeah. That's awesome. Like you say, it's good practice for cheap.
So Kim, add a note to me. How did this guy ever win a tournament? And
All right.
What's that?
Queen,
What's that?
Jack, ace, queen, king. Steve, no good.
No good. He was the right player to go after, though. I mean, I 3-bet him big, and he calls with Queen Jack.
No.
I like my hand against his range. I thought I could get that through, but oh well, I'm out.
Well, guys, I'm going to finish. Have a good night for you guys, and we'll see everyone for the whoever's going to be on it for the Chris Wallace book study.
All right, Troy.
Yeah.
Sounds
All
good.
right,
Good
have a
to
good
see
one,
ya.
guys.
Good to see you,
soon.
man. Take care.
Cheers.
All right, I might as well go too now.
Are you out? Who's left? Who's got chips? Anybody have chips?
I have 44 big blinds.
I have no
Nice.
chips.
Doug, you got chips?
Can one of you talk in an Australian accent?
Oh, I try. I guess we could try. Talking like Troy. No,
Good.
I guess not.
That's good.
Yeah, that was really
Pretty close.
good. Yeah, so here's my spot. So up against a really aggressive player. So Roadstar, you guys know Roadstar, probably 33.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, he has the same label as Doug does.
Oh, is that
Really?
right?
he's the one that I would have called Queen 7 with.
Yeah, right. That's what I figure you're talking about. So he is on the button, or no, he's in the cutoff, and he opens to whatever he does, the 4.5x or whatever. And so I went to like 17x or something like that. So he opens, he gets called by the button. I'm in the small blind. I go to like 17x with ace queen, and he flats. All right, and so then I've got like a pot size bet behind is what I got left. So there's whatever, 35, 40 blinds in the middle. And I got the right player in there, but now, so what's the play here now? So I've got ace queen offsuit, flop comes king jack 4. And I'm in the small blind, so I'm out of position. What's your play there? Against somebody who's got a super wide range, especially late position, but then flats my 3-bet.
How many big blinds did you have to start?
Well, I must have had around 35 to 40. It must have been, there's a pot size bet, so I must have had around 35. No, must have been closer to 40 because I went to put that much in. So I could go back over that 4.5. I guess I probably went to about 16 out of my 40. So I guess I had less than a pot size
He
bet.
raised to 4.5.
Yeah.
And you re-raised to 16.
Yep. Ballpark. Yep.
Yeah.
And there's
he
a call
flats.
between. There's a call on the
Flats.
button,
Yeah.
and then he flats, and the button folds.
So Steve, against him, he will 4 or 5x king queen all day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know his range
And
is
that's
super wide, especially.
so I
late.
would almost put him on a king queen specifically because that's what he does.
Well, I put him on. He could have any 2 Broadway cards. I think there. He could have any ace middle. I think if he has ace jack or better, he probably rips on me pre. So I think he's got like ace 8, ace 9, ace 10. He's got any of those 2 Broadway cards, any combination of those, and I think he's got a ton of like, 10s through 6s. I think jacks are higher, he rips. Probably 10s through deuces, honestly, the way he plays. So I think his range is still super wide there. And I've got ace queen, so I've got a gut shot with 1 or 2 overs potentially. I could be in really rough shape, of course. but I think I'm going to get a lot of folds from the things like the 10s through the deuces, maybe even things like Jack 10, that kind of stuff that I'm behind. And I've got, outs, I think, if he calls. But so I just jam. So I guess it must have been about a 3/4 size pot bet, maybe somewhere 2/3 to 3/4 probably.
Right. Yeah.
I know if I check, he's going to come. So if I have a huge hand, I'm going to check all day. If I flop a set of kings or something there.
Right.
What do you guys think? Is that what's the play there? Is it a check give up mode? Is it a small bet, see what happens? Is it a rip?
I think you're fine just
I
going all
probably,
in there.
against
Yeah,
a player
I was
like
gonna say
that, I
yes.
might not have 3-bet. When
Yeah, I
he
thought about it.
raised it to 4.5 big blinds, that's really large.
Right.
And I may not have 3-bet, hoping to keep all his queen 9, ace 9, like all his crap hands in,
Right.
the ones that you dominate.
Which
Right.
I thought about.
And play it post flop instead.
Yeah, I thought about that if it was heads up. But I thought, well, if that, the button's in there, and so then if I flat, then I'm
Well, the
playing
button called the 4.5.
Yeah, then I just got to give up if I don't hit, right? Then it's just a give up mode if I'm playing 3-handed and the flop comes where I don't really hit.
Yeah, it's too bad you didn't have like 25 big blinds and just jam
You
it.
can rip it, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about ripping it anyway, but it just felt like too much.
Well, it kind of isn't when he raised to 4.5, because now you've got the 9 big blinds plus the big blind plus the antes in there, and so it's kind of not too big.
Yeah, but like you said, I don't want folds from ace 9, queen
Right,
jack.
but you want folds from like king jack and like hands that you're just flipping against anyway.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I want folds from like pocket 7s, pocket 8s.
I don't think it was too much to rip in pre-flop.
Pre-flop, okay, maybe.
Yeah, I think you could rip that much.
Woo! Rip it in.
So
I
as
didn't say 83 big
so
blinds.
there's no 83 big.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Well,
teasing.
so okay, so that is a good consideration for sure. But I don't want
Especially because you don't really want to play the hand out of position.
No, I didn't.
So
That's
when
why I
you-
raised. I thought
So
fairly large.
in that spot, like I think 3-betting in position is a really good idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I would probably either call or just rip it in
Okay.
pre-flop in that spot.
So
I
Because
would
it's
call there.
just too hard to play. It's just too hard to play out of position post.
yeah, I just didn't want to play. I didn't want to play. I wanted to play heads up. Like honestly, he's the guy that I
Well,
wanted
I
to get.
know you really wanted to take those 9 big blinds down pre-flop, so just rip it in 3.
Yeah, you're right.
And
I
if
probably-
it was 2.5 big blinds and 2.5 big blind
yeah,
call,
okay.
then it's different, right?
got a
But I
little
mean, now
greedy.
you're putting in 30 something to win 10 plus. So
Yeah,
maybe-
I probably got greedy. He had me out chipped, and I thought I'm in the right spot against the right player.
it's
And if
really
I
hard
hit-
to out. It's really, really hard to outplay someone post flop when you're out of position.
Well, but I know he's going to come. Like if he 3-bets, if I 3-bet and he calls, if I check there, he's going to fire big. He's a pot size bet continue guy.
And so what are you going to do with your particular hand where you missed everything and you just have backdoors?
Well, that's what I mean. Like
gut-
I'm just giving
gut
up.
shot?
Then I'm either going to shove or I'm just going to give up in that particular hand. But I know if I hit, and I know it's not huge, a 33% chance of hitting or whatever. But if I hit, I know I'm going to get a full double.
I understand. We can do
Yeah.
the scenario. We can do that scenario again when
No,
you
that's
all have
great.
100 big blinds. But
This is super.
I
This
think
is
with the
super
30 out of position, I would just rip it in.
So as played now, so let's say as played, I got like
As
two-thirds size pot. Let's just say for sake of argument, out of position against a really aggressive player where I 3-bet pre and he flatted.
And you have nothing. You have nothing to do except rip it in.
I mean, I could check give up, right?
No, you have a 2/3 pot size bet left, and you have
I know.
equity in. You have equity in the hand,
You've got
Right,
two cards
okay, yeah,
in
good.
front of you, yeah.
and you still have equity in the hand.
And
And,
I
if
could
you
still
just
be
give
ahead,
up,
right.
you lose all of that equity.
And I could honestly get called by worse. He could call me with ace 10.
Right, but you're
But,
really
okay.
trying to make.
Right.
you know,
Okay. All right.
a fold.
So I don't feel too bad about it then. I think the pre-flop
See,
decision.
I'm
is
just seeing
debatable.
what I would do in real life, and I'm obviously a fish, but I would have just called there, knowing that he would raise almost anything, including an ace or a queen hitting, and that I could stack them with only going 4.5.
Yeah, I was just
That's
trying
a-
to
It's
right
a
or
tricky,
wrong. My thought process was trying to deny the equity from the button because how strong could the button be against this guy?
right. It's
So
a
I kind of wanted to
tricky,
get it to
tricky
heads up.
stack. That's a tricky stack size to play, right?
Mhm.
So I think I'm with Doug there. I would just call. And if you're just feeling it like they're full of shit, then just rip it in pre.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The result's probably the same. I think he probably calls me with Queen Jack pre-flop anyway, but which is what he had. But yeah, that's good. That's really
He
good.
might not.
But okay, so it's
He might not call with Queen Jack.
He might not, but he might. Yeah. Okay. But I guess I can pot control. I mean, my game generally is pot control. I know that surprises some people, but I think 95% of the hands I play, it's all about pot control and trying to get one or two streaks of value.
People that make bigger than they should pre-flop raises are the ones that you should be putting all the pressure on.
So
Right.
Ben, you're East Coast guy.
East Coast bitter, yeah.
I just lost a good hand to you.
Oh, was that you
Maybe
sitting
those-
across from me? What'd you have there? I outflopped you pretty hard there.
I had ace 6, and it came 8-8-6.
Oh yeah.
It was, I don't know. I figured you might have an 8, but
Mhm. That's a good bluff catcher. I have a lot of missed spades, I think there. Like I was kind of hoping you thought I'd be bluffing.
there was a lot
like
of
you
draws that I
were.
thought I mean I shouldn't have done it, but
Did you guys get the showdown or?
yeah, he had an 8. It came
Okay.
8-8-6, and I had ace
Yeah.
6.
I think I bet the flop too, right? I think I bet small on the flop.
Were
I don't
you in
remember
one
if
of
you
the
bet
blinds?
flop,
Or?
but you bet. I feel like you bet the turn and the river, and I should have folded the river. But I'm like, God, I mean, I don't know.
Mm.
You could have had.
I
Like
think you
ace-
should have folded the turn. I think you should have
Replaying
folded
the
the
hand.
turn to
Yeah.
that sizing.
Yeah.
I'm just replaying the hand to that sizing.
Yeah, I wasn't
He
sure
has
about my
all,
sizing.
he has
on
all the
turn.
overpairs in his range.
Yep. Did you raise pre-flop or
I
can't
did,
It
yeah.
remember?
was the pre-flop raiser, yeah.
I min opened, yeah.
Yeah. So I should have just folded there, but
Yeah, so what I was saying, Steve, was like people that pre-flop raise these 4.5 or 5 big blind pre-flop raises are usually because they're looking for folds.
Yeah.
So those are the people that are easy to target with the overbet all in.
Right. Yeah. So that's This is good. This is good, Kim. I think I was trying to balance that. His range is super wide there. I know that. I mean, obviously he could have a big hand, but his range is super wide. Cut off 4.5x. The history that we have, and so I was trying to balance punishing him by betting, but actually wanting him to call, like wanting him to get it in, because I know his calling range is still
Right, so if
much
he
wider
calls,
than where mine is.
if you shove and he calls with Queen Jack, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, but that's where I ratcheted back a little bit instead of shoving, saying, let me call, let me bet enough where I'm going to keep his ace nines in there, his queen jack in there.
You're looking at fancy play syndrome.
Well, it just felt like too much to shove. That was kind of my thing. With
Yeah,
that big
Oh,
it
you just didn't,
is.
you
It
just
is.
didn't want to get called out.
It is
Well, no.
too much to shove. It is too much to shove, but not against what was
Okay,
already in
yeah.
the pot
Mm.
when
That's
it came
good.
to you.
No, that's what
And
I
the
need to
fact
hear.
that you're going to have to play the hand out of position.
Yep.
so there was like 20% in the pot then, right, Steve? Like almost, or
Yeah, he
20%
says there's over 10 big blinds in the pot.
Yep.
So just shoving 40 big blinds to win 10 is not
Yeah, I think you're
unusual
right.
at all.
I think you're right. I think I had in my head, this is too big for a 3-bet shove thing without really doing the math part of it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't normally, I never shove, I never 3-bet shove 40 bigs. Like, it's just never a scenario
Right.
I'm encountering in most of the games that I play. But in this spot, you're right. With a 4.5x and a call out of position. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Or just flat and just play it.
It's just
So hard. It's so hard, especially against players that you know aren't going to fold to your 3-bet.
right.
You just know in your heart of hearts they're not going to fold.
Which is kind of what I wanted, right? Because I'm building, I'm trying to build a stack there too, right? Like, I know I've got chips, but like I'm trying to get in that top 3 because as Ben
Yes
would
and
say,
no.
right? There's no second place in the rec
Yeah,
poker
yes and
nightly
no,
series.
but I think it's a lot different when
Yeah.
you're on the button, when you have the button in your corner versus being.
I didn't have the button though. I was
in
in the small.
position.
I was in the small.
I
blind.
know. So
Yeah.
I think it's a lot different there.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
looking for calls and pricing people in when you have the button versus being small blind and having to play the whole hand out of position.
Yeah. Well, I
It's
figured it
just
wouldn't be a whole hand.
really hard to do. I mean, unless you have aces or something, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's good. Good.
What would you think? Maybe two kings or two queens, maybe. What's the bottom of that? Could you be all right with two jacks there, or two tens, or could you go down to nines?
in a heartbeat.
Were you
Yeah.
just flat? You mean? Were you just flat? Or,
Tens is the same as ace queen.
are you
Yeah.
saying
Actually,
where? Ben, are you
no.
saying where
Basically,
you
yeah,
shove?
tens. Yeah.
Are you saying where you shove, Ben? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or were you
Yeah.
flat? Okay.
Where you
Versus
shove-
flatting,
where you shove versus flatting.
versus, and so I may flat there with tens, or I may
Right.
shove. I mean, with that raise size and the call, it's a pretty position to shove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
It's
probably go
like
down to like eights even in that spot. Honestly, if I was going to shove,
Hmm.
I'd probably go down. And honestly, if I had eights, I'd probably shove, which is sort of, I don't know why, but
Yeah.
with ace queen, I just felt like he's got so many ace
Mm.
middle crap that would call if I just went to that raise
Hmm.
that I actually would want to fold if I had eights. Yeah, I don't know. This is good. Good. I mean, I've been so busy with my other stuff. Like I do all this other stuff on the side. I haven't been as involved as in the rec poker and a lot of the conversations, the book study and all that stuff. So I'm kind of missing this. It's fueling me back up to talk poker. It's been a while since I've actually talked strategy, and I know my game is getting worse because I haven't been in some of those conversations. So I appreciate that.
Oh, we all can use as much help as we can get.
Yeah.
No kidding. It's one of those things that you can never stop learning.
Hmm.
It's
Which is
just
the
the
fun.
more you learn, the more there is you don't know.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Take tonight, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you got in chips now, Ben? How you sitting?
Still got 45 big blinds.
Nice. Which is what's the stack size right now? I don't have it in front of me.
18K,
Oh, nice.
a little over.
You in the top five then at least? Top three?
Yeah, I'm in fourth position right now.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm down to 3,600 chips.
All right. You got them right where you want them, Doug.
I'm gonna get ready to.
Getting close to the value zone. Is that what it is? I haven't read. I just started there. Chris Wallace's book. I got through like the first couple pages basically. I just
Once
read
they
through.
like something hunting zone or like
Is that it?
value hunting zone. Trying to get it in behind against one player and just hope you suck out is
Yeah.
pretty much what it was.
Just watched Elvis suck out with pocket
Oh,
queens
no.
versus pocket aces.
That's not good.
Oh, Steve from Moorhead. Did he now? So are you on the? Because if you tell him good hand or nice hand, he'll say TYVM, which is his Elvis impersonation. Thank you very much.
Oh, he's got a lot of chips. 31,000 almost.
Woo. After that big one, I suppose.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just got moved to his table, so
Yeah, he took 13,000 chip pot.
So what are they? How many are you guys down to, and who's our top five stacks?
ooh,
There's
we have
12
12
left.
Oh, okay.
which seems kind of not a lot at this time.
I
I
was
guess.
gonna say that doesn't seem like a lot for
No,
for
that
this
seems
early.
quick.
Yeah.
It's a little lower than usual, but not that far off.
How
I'd
many?
say.
How many were registered tonight?
57.
Well, that seems quicker. I guess second break, not even here yet. Okay, so who's our chip leaders then besides Ben and Steve?
I just lost a pot, so I'm back in fifth here now.
Doug B has 28,000.
Who does?
Doug B.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Um,
Now then, KB.
Anciano, 1941,
Okay.
has a lot. And ooh, well, I'm all in here.
Oh, what do you got?
Pocket nines.
You gonna get any action?
I don't know. I only have 10 big blinds, and I'm hoping someone calls me. And I
Oh, is
either,
there only two? Oh, yeah, there is only two.
What position are you in?
right before the button.
He's
Oh,
in
so
the
make-
cutoff.
You might get action.
Cutoff.
Elvis will probably call me. Oh, everyone folded.
That's all right.
That's okay.
But yeah, late position shove, you could get action there.
It's a good
You
outcome.
just added 25% to your stack or whatever, 20%.
Yeah.
Say nothing wrong with
I
that.
lost with my pocket nine, so everyone folding is a good thing.
Right. So Kim, what's going on with the arm there?
Oh, I had 3 surgeries on this hand a week ago.
Just 3?
Oof.
3 different
Just
surgeries.
3, that's it?
Yeah.
What is
then
going on? What happened?
I've never had an operation in my life. I've never been in such pain in my life. I've been
Oh.
on heavy duty painkillers. I've just been off them for the last 2 days. But,
Can you share what happened or?
well, no, I have really bad arthritis. So what they
Okay.
did was they had 2 joint replacements in 2 of the fingers. And then in the thumb, like in this joint, they put in new ligaments or something in the joint because I have a sore, it's sore, and then put pins in. So it's
Yeah.
2 different things. So
Mm.
I have to, like this has to stay in, the thumb has to stay in a cast for 6 weeks, but the fingers have to start moving in 2 weeks to start physio
Yeah.
with the joint replacements in them.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that'll take care of it.
Holy crap, bone surgery hurts.
Yeah. Hmm.
God.
Down to 11 now.
Down to 11.
Who is?
Yeah, that's rough, Kim. But maybe you should just take a break from the home game for a while.
Ben, you're down to
Are you
11?
kidding? That's
No,
the only time I
no,
don't feel the
there's 11
pain. That's the only time I don't feel the pain.
Can you still
I'm
raise
trying.
one-handed? You can still raise okay one-handed?
It's kind of hard, but yeah, I'm getting better with the mouse on my left hand,
Yeah.
but sometimes I'm kind of slow.
Well, I'll probably bail on this thing at the next break. So hopefully you guys are still cranking. Or Ben, if you could just go ahead and win the thing in the next 20
Well,
minutes.
that's what I'm hoping for. I ran good in the last time there with Rob, so I'm really hoping I can kind of.
Oh, I don't want to.
Pushing it
I'll
here.
get Rob on the phone here. Tell Rob
Yeah.
to rail you here at the end.
I know. Get that guy back in here.
I made the mistake of logging out of Pokerstars. Now when I go back in, I can't get back to the tournament lobby.
Oh shoot.
I'm in such a habit of like when I bounce, close the windows, and then I just went back in like, oh shoot, that tournament's gone now. I can't access it.
It doesn't, when you go into into our club lobby, doesn't it show it as running?
No.
It
I
does
didn't see it
on
there.
mine.
Oh, if you log on, go back in. I'll go back in and you can. I did go back in. I didn't see it anywhere. I want to watch you guys. So if I go to the home game.
Should be able to hit run.
Oh, you don't go to the home game. You go to the club lobby.
Oh.
Up at the top. You know where they have the.
All right. I'm open club lobby. Look at you.
Oh, good luck.
You got to hold.
Deuces. Deucey.
Oh,
on the river.
baby.
Nice. That's awesome.
Got to win those races.
Better than held.
Hey, I'm in there. Okay, sweet. I didn't know that was
There you go. See?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You did that one-handed. So Mager's got 8,000 chips now.
You have 20 big blinds.
Well, I just doubled up with pocket twos.
Yeah, boy. Oh, now I see Ben going, oh.
Yeah, this is kind of close, actually. This is really close.
You 3-bet? You 4-bet?
Yeah.
You have to have a plan when you 3-bet.
I know, and I was gonna just shove, but.
But then you don't want Kim to yell at him.
Yeah, I know, and then I was just like, Kim's gonna be there. You shouldn't have shoved 35 big blinds.
And then
No,
she tells
it's
me I
effective.
should have.
It's only 18 big blinds effective.
Oh, I'm gonna go with it. No, we're
Nice.
flipping.
There you go.
Oh, 9.
Bad flop.
9. Give me 9.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go. We got
River
there.
rat.
Got the hot rod.
You got to take those flips. You got to embrace that
Yeah.
variance. This is
It
the
felt like you
stage
had
of
enough
your
equity
tournament.
there.
You got to embrace the variance.
That's tough though, 4-bet, but yeah, I didn't get enough equity
Yeah.
there. Nice.
Close. There we
When
go.
you 4-bet an 18 big blind stack, you're calling it off.
Yeah, I was probably calling there, but it was just like, oh, one of those things. You're
I
just
mean-
you hate him turning over ace queen
Right.
or ace
But
king. It's just like,
mathematically, I don't think you should be 3-betting there unless you're going to call it off.
And I flatted with the last ace jack, and then I just folded on a dry board. So I don't know. That shouldn't really play into my decision making. It's like, oh, I flatted the last ace jack, and I just had
all
to
about
fold. So
stack
this time I'm gonna
sizes.
3-bet, right? So Yeah.
I think it's
that's
I think
true.
it's the Kim, I think it's the Kim factor. We're both so gun
The
shy
Kim
now that
factor.
we
Yeah.
crash it.
That's gonna be the new thing.
I'm too drugged up to remember any of it.
I mean, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's one of, I don't know, and I haven't read Chris Wallace's new book, but in his online course, that's one of the things is never 3-bet fold between 20 and 30 big blinds.
Right. Yeah,
It
we
was
did.
only 18. It was 18 effective,
Yeah.
the stack size.
I would say the one thing I forget to do is a 5% rule.
Mm.
But I don't know. I feel like in a tournament,
Ooh, kings.
Jeez. Did you get a
Glad I
walk?
didn't. Yeah, I didn't defend there. I probably should have, but
He opened under the gun.
yeah, under the gun open. Yeah. Thanks.
Also known as hijack.
Oh, nice hand. Yeah.
oh my God. You guys watching what I have?
Oh no.
What do you have? We don't see what you have.
Yeah,
We
we
don't
can't
see
see
what you
hands.
have.
Do you see the board?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the board. Yep.
I have pocket jacks.
Oh wow.
Nice.
That's sweet.
Oh, you betted here, huh?
I would just check.
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
What does he have?
I think
think-
I would have
oh,
bet
yeah.
it too.
Oh,
I
he
think-
called.
I think
Check
they
back.
have
Now
to.
you
back.
have to check.
Check back.
Gotta check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
Oh,
him know you're
That's
mean.
not a good card.
Let him know you have nothing. You're scared of that queen. Oh, dang it.
Oh no.
You gotta make it really small if you want to call. If you want to call from a king, you gotta make it small, like 5 big.
I was
Sorry,
thinking 4.5.
one person to a hand.
Yeah, I know. We're all rooting him on.
Yeah.
Just get some chips. I don't know what you're going to do. Nice. That should get
Oh,
called.
put that in.
Hey-oh.
Nice.
Hey.
Hey-oh.
Getting
I think
paid.
they would have called more than that. I was going to go half pot, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the
You gotta
smaller
cut that
bet
out
there.
of,
I really
cut that
do.
out of the video, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to be coaching on
Yeah, exactly.
during a hand.
It's
Well,
hard
then
to
we'll-
play quads, isn't it?
Who's at your table? I don't know if there's premium members at your table. Oh, there's one or two. We'll see if they watch it or not.
Yeah, just cut that part out.
I don't like editing. I'm so done editing.
Oh my God, send it to me. I'll edit it out.
No, I'm
So
gonna
is-
take that clip out right there. I'm gonna put that on the
Oh,
website.
that's the bit. That's the bit that goes on the Facebook page.
That's our teaser, right?
Yeah, the teaser. Yeah. Free coaching at.
We're all yelling, check
poker.com.
back, check back.
I actually think on the river they would have done at least
Oh.
a half a pot with a king.
Mm.
But I
They
wonder if they
didn't,
had
though.
if they had like pocket nines or something.
If I
Oh,
had a king, I'd probably call a half pot bet easily.
Yeah, but
I
you're
like the
targeting
smaller
more than
bet
just a
there
king.
because that
No,
does,
exactly.
that does seem like it's gonna entice them more.
Yeah, they're
Hmm.
targeting a lot more than just the king. Yeah. You want to get called from those ace highs, those pocket nines, that kind of stuff. I mean, even like a 10-9, if they have a straight, they're not feeling good about their 10-9. They're in check call mode on that kind of a board, I think, depending on how it played.
So
Yeah,
big
don't
pot,
complain. You had 8 big blinds a minute ago.
And you flop quads.
big pot.
Right.
Flop quads. Yeah.
We're all feeling
That's
bad.
how you. That's how he's been winning this whole time. That's the trick. You just gotta flop quads.
Honestly, Steve knows that I'm just really lucky.
He's a pretty lucky player. He's
This is
good,
true.
but he's also
Oh, I
lucky.
hear it on the podcast like every week.
I told him that. I say like your name every other week. Like, God, Dreambeck got me again.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun.
It's always good to be lucky, that's for sure.
So you guys still hand for hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sooner Girl might be out here soon. Just down to
Yeah.
3 blinds.
I don't know who that is. I have a theory because I know a couple of gals from Oklahoma that are part of the Rec Poker Nation, but I don't know who that is. Ben and Doug, you've got 14 minutes to win this thing.
We'll try and bag it up here. We just need lots of all-ins.
Right, just start shipping it.
Yeah, lots of quads too.
Well, that's what Kim told you to do, right? Just start open shipping everything, right? Is
That was the advice I heard.
that what I?
Yeah, especially in the small
Really?
blind, just
Did I say
open
that?
rip.
I think you said as soon as you get to like under 50 bigs, you said just open ship every hand.
Pretty sure I didn't
No?
say that.
Yeah, maybe it was somebody else.
Maybe you should write a book on 2 zones. What to above 50, below 50.
Yeah. I think so Anciano was Mark Foster. He's got at least 1 or 2 pins, I think, in his. There's a lot of pins out here. Now then KB, that's Doug B. He's got a silver. He just won the last
Oh wow.
TOC, I believe.
Do you know what the date's going to be for the TOC for the monthly winners?
Jim has them memorized. I do not.
Okay.
I will take that as a to-do right now. I'll go hunt and peck and see if they're out there. They've been set. It's just a memory issue.
So Steve, you're gonna give like a player of the year for whoever won the most tournaments or not?
We're going to do awards. So if you haven't heard, we're going to do an award show.
Okay.
January 27th over Zoom, obviously. We're going to do some sort of award show. We haven't figured out what they are. Danny and Colin's still in this thing. He's one of those 2 folks are kind of putting this thing together. What it's going to look like. It should be pretty fun. Yeah, I think Danny's not in the tournament still. But yeah, so we don't know. There'll be stuff related to the home game for sure.
Oh,
We don't know what it's going to look like yet. They're going to propose something. And so we don't know yet too. So we still have the Square logo gold pins, which we still haven't revealed how those are going to be. Those are more rare than the silver, right? And we only give out, a dozen silvers in a year. So we're still not sure if that's going to be part of this or not. But yeah, final table, I guess.
there we go.
Finally.
So yeah, so Doug, I don't know what they're going to be, but man, it seems like you're going to be in the running for whatever's put out there. It looked like you and Owen were going to be going head to head for a while. Actually, I'm going to look at that and see. I think I have access to what John has done.
Yeah, I don't think he'll play anymore. I don't even think he'll register anymore. He's on college now, and
Yeah, I'm just going to look by.
maybe he'll play over Christmas break.
I was going to look to see what we have here for wins.
Wish I could rabbit hunt.
Geez, Doug, 13. You have 13 wins total?
Probably.
Yeah, you
Wow.
got 9 nightlies, a mixed game, and 3 international, which are all small, but still.
Yeah.
So the next one up there is Roger Shoot Graphic 16. He's got 8 total. He's got 7
Jeez.
nightlies. So 7 nightlies.
And I was happy when I made it to 4.
Right, I know, me too, dude.
I haven't won any.
What? That
Are
can't
you
be.
kidding me?
No, I won an international twice, and then I won a monthly one in September.
Oh, so you do have 2, but okay.
The monthly
Okay.
ones are good to win though.
So the nightly series, Doug, you've got 9. Roger has 7. Rob Raritan, hopefully they're okay if I say their name, has 6. Eric Jin has 5. John Somsky has 5. Gaurav Aurora has 5. Jim Reed has 5.
I thought Owen had quite a few, but I don't know what he.
Yeah, let's see. So
I have a lot of seconds.
oh, these are some international ones. So Trond has 5. Yeah, and then there's a bunch of 5s, a bunch of 4s, etc.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot of wins, Doug. What did you say, Kim? You have a lot of seconds?
I have a lot of seconds, yeah.
2 weeks ago, I went second, third, second, 3 consecutive nights, or 3 out of 4 nights. I was so frustrated.
Oh, I believe it.
Hate getting that
Oh,
close.
so speaking of stats, I'll tell you the other thing that surprised me because the way that I play, I'm in the top 10 for the monthly Hold'em series, and it's like,
Yep.
what? Because I usually go out of those pretty quickly. So it's like, how am I
If you play a
against all
lot of
these
them,
guys that like win these things every other month?
we were just talking about that because like I've been running really bad in those monthlies, but I've played all but one of them, and so I think I'm in like 16th or 18th, which is sort of the cutoff. I don't know if you guys know where to the monthly tournament. There's going to be an 18-person tournament at the end of the year for that, which is going to be the 12 or I guess or fewer winners from the month or from the monthly TOC, and then plus 6 or more wild cards based on the points for that month for those monthly tournaments. So, so you'll probably be at that tournament as well.
And you don't know the date, but you're gonna look it up, right?
I keep starting to look it up, Kim, and then I don't. I'm on the site right now. I could just shoot John a note, or it's probably in the calendar too. I don't know. So I think what's happening. I mean, just so the first Wednesday of the month is the No Limit Hold'em series. That'll be the regular one in December, as will the mixed game. Second Wednesday is at the third Wednesday, I believe. The third Wednesday of December is our monthly No Limit Hold'em year-end tournament. So that would be the one that's the 12 winners of those first Wednesday tournaments.
Right, so I'll be in that.
Plus the
that
6
one.
others. And then
Right.
I know we were at least talking about doing a sort of an all champions, anybody who won any tournament from throughout the year, doing another tournament for that. I'm not sure, honestly, if that got set or not.
Okay.
But that I'm 95% sure it's the third Wednesday is that.
And when is the one for all the November winners?
That would
that-
be, that's usually like the first Monday or something usually.
First Monday, okay.
I think
I
you've been
believe it's
doing
the
the
first
second
Monday of the
Monday
month.
lately.
Is it the second Monday?
Yeah.
I thought it's been the same. I thought it's been consistent.
Damn.
It's been consistent, but I think it's been the second Monday.
Maybe it is the second Monday just because they gave us
man.
time to.
It's the only river I didn't want to see.
Mhm.
That's bad.
Sorry, I don't know this off the top of my head. Okay, so December 14th would be the November nightly Tournament of Champions.
Okay,
A lot of stuff going on in December. So the first, second, third Wednesday are all the monthly, and then the monthly No Limit Hold'em tournament.
right.
And then
Okay,
December 14th is our TOC, it looks like.
okay, good. Sounds fun.
Yeah,
When's the Christmas party?
I know, right? That would be fun. Wouldn't that be fun? I know we did an in-person Running Aces day or Rec Poker Day at Running Aces. That was the last tournament a lot of us played. Abker, you were there, I think. I don't remember, Doug,
Yep.
if you were there or not, but it was the end of February 29th.
No, I was.
Yeah, you took me out of the optimum that day.
Did
jerk.
I ran pretty good in that.
You ran runner on me. I flopped the set and you ran runner for the flush.
That's Pokerstars for you. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like something I'd do to you, Michael. Sorry.
The funny part is you've done that to me like 3 times.
It's a good deck read. I probably didn't believe you because I think you bluffed me so many times. See, that's what happens. When
I only had like 10 or 11 blinds left at that point anyway.
I'm probably
so-
just floating you all the way, waiting for you to give up on
Yeah.
the river, and then I was going to attack the river, and then like, oh, I got there. Sweet. Plan B.
Does anybody know how Doug and Daniel are doing here? I haven't been paying much attention to it, but I'd be curious to see who's up and who's down.
In what now?
The heads up feud or heads up
Oh, I haven't
heads
been
up.
back.
Daniel was
heads up
down.
date or
He
heads
lost
up
the
date?
last one yesterday.
Oh,
yesterday.
Daniel did.
Yeah, he was down about 100,000.
Oh, okay, because I
So,
thought I
I
seen
think
Doug
he's
was down
overall
like
down about
25K.
70 or 80.
Okay.
Overall down.
So how is it? Is it
Yeah.
different? Is it different heads up things? I thought it was like just an overall number of hands thing.
It is, but they play every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Hmm.
But are they each
So this week they're
independent?
playing This week they're playing Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
But are they each
Yeah.
independent tournament things, or are they like? Is it
No,
an
they're
overall?
just playing cash.
I think it's
heads up
cash. Yeah,
Okay,
it's just a
200,
heads up
400.
cash table. Yeah.
for like a
200,
total number of
400.
hands, right? They're just playing
Yeah.
like a total number
And
of
they're
hands.
paying 25,000 hands total.
So what's the overall standings now?
So the overall standings is Daniel's down about 2 buy-ins right now.
Okay.
The buy-ins are like 40,000.
They probably played what, like 1,000 hands by now, have they? Or have they got that far? 1,500?
Oh,
I'm not
1,000,
sure.
1,500 hands?
I'm not sure. I just watched
Okay.
kind of a flip through the highlights
Just
on
curious.
YouTube.
so this is
Yeah,
I
I haven't really been watching it.
Then.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be forever.
It's kind of fun. It's
Yeah.
kind of fun, some of it, and it would be nice to see the whole cards.
Well, and I think it would be more fun if I had a little bit of action on it. I think too.
Mm.
I mean, I hate, but maybe that's just the gambler's mindset.
I think it's
maybe,
still a
just
good
like-
bet to bet on Daniel. I think it's still good. You can still get
Yeah,
a pretty
and
good price.
Because the thing about it is like how can Doug be a 4-to-1 favorite? Like maybe maybe 2-1 or I don't know. How do
He's
you
a lot
measure
better,
heads
but
up, right? Like
Daniel's going to adjust as it goes on. He's got a whole
course,
team
yeah.
coaching him, right?
Mhm.
He's got a
And he's
full
got the
team.
money to spend too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Definitely.
they go over every hand, like
Mhm.
after every session. So he's
Yeah.
going to get better and better at adjusting.
So what was this? So Ben, like, what
I
was,
think it's still worth putting money on him.
what was the big controversy with Negreanu or Polk not wanting to? I mean, they're not using HUDs of any kind, but apparently,
Right. That was the
one of
other
them
thing
just-
I was going to bring up.
yeah,
Yeah,
tell me about
actually.
it.
So
No real-time assistance.
they no real-time assistance, and then they had, I think there's a third party that they had. They did some sort of third party for sure, where they had a guy come in and check their playing area and where they're playing to make sure it was all legit and stuff. And
They
they
have
both
cameras
agreed
on
to it.
themselves and
Cameras on them,
everything.
360 cameras, I think, that are like above and to the sides or something like that. Daniel was talking about it on his podcast.
Okay.
And then they can use charts, which I thought was interesting. Is that right, Kim? Did you?
I don't know. I don't know if they are. I don't
Because
think
there was
they are.
that's what they were going back and forth on for a while, was whether they could use these charts.
The pre-flop
The
charts.
pre-flop charts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which I kind of thought was like, why would you like?
Why would
I
you
mean,
agree to that?
Yeah, why would you agree to that, right? It didn't. 'Cause
Yeah, I don't think they're using those, but I could be
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah, so and I know that was back and forth for quite a while, and I thought it was Doug who was kind of pushing their use, and I think Daniel was pushing away from it, which would make
Okay.
sense, obviously, right? Because Daniel's been pushing the whole time that he's a dog or whatever, which I still think he is, but
Mm-hmm.
like I say, I don't know. It's quite hard to measure heads up, right? Like how good, like especially two. I mean, they're both really good players. Like,
Right.
I mean, like you can't win a poker tournament without playing heads up. And
Correct.
this whole Daniel thing where he's like, "Oh, I'm a 4-1 dog," and it's like, well, you've won. How many poker tournaments have you won? And how many times have you got? I mean, one of these times you've had to get deep heads up with somebody. Like,
Right.
Yeah, but he's not. He's a
super high
live.
power bowl or
He's a
something
live
like that,
player.
like, and that's true. Yeah, that is one of the key differences, I suppose. is
And
that
then
aspect.
Doug's bread and butter was online heads up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Doug, what do you got here?
I just watching it, like Doug's way better at putting the pressure on. Like he's
Yeah,
got
and I knew that too. Like he is so.
I have
He's good
pocket
at that.
sixes here.
Hmm.
I even liked his play in the first hand of live when he had that ace-4 offsuit, I think it was, and he raised Daniel on the river when Daniel had top pair. And I don't know. I didn't even really mind that so much. And as soon as, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna adjust. I'll adjust." I think that's what he was saying. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
Is it
to
pretty
watch him
entertaining
play.
though to watch? Are they?
Well,
are
the
they
live
I've never
was.
watched
It's not as much. It's not as much entertaining. We had who was on? Jeff Platt and Feraldo. Niall Farrell were the commentators on Monday night from yesterday, and they were really fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Is there much?
So it's all on
damage
YouTube.
too?
You can just like skim it when you're just lying around,
It
lying
was just
around
like-
with your arm in a cast.
It was like 4 hours or something like that, and I was like,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
crazy.
watch 4 hours of just no cards,
No whole
heads up.
cards either.
Like it's
Heads
like
up
that
can
is
be rough,
brutal.
too.
Like,
Heads up can be rough.
and how do you find commentary? Like, props to those guys. I mean,
I
my
didn't.
goodness.
I watched the first half hour, then fast forwarded to the end.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
see what happened.
Yeah.
That was it.
Well, I think I'm going to sign off here. If you guys want to stick on, you're more than welcome to. I'll just mute my video. So you guys can stick on here, but just for the folks that are watching, we still got 8
Does
folks
this mean
left.
you're going to stop recording?
No, I'll keep recording if you guys
All
want.
right, never mind then.
I can stop recording too if you guys just want to hang out. I'll stop recording too. But it looks like so Ben's sitting there with 12K, Doug with 16K, with 8 folks left. So hopefully one of you guys can run this up. So yeah, you guys can stay on here if you want. I can just mute my video. You can stick out here. I can record or not record.
It's up to you guys if you want to.
I wouldn't bother recording anymore, Steve.
Yeah, I
I'll
don't
stop
think-
recording.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
I'm
may
going
as
to
well,
stop
yeah.
recording right now. We'll take that decision.